In the hallway, I heard the panicked screaming of the cult members and Lawrence yelling and gunshots firing out. I heard about a dozen running footsteps before one last gunshot went off, and a couple of hard thwacks before I heard the group of 3 running out further away. The drone stopped mere feet away from us and seemed to pay attention to what was going on outside of the gym. Without warning, a military veteran, Marlo, kicked the doors down, firing my 12-gauge shotgun at the monsters with extreme accuracy, and a dozen of my classmates holding spears and knives were charging in. Marlo took care of most of the monsters, blowing their heads off and reloading, and the rest of the kids slammed their spears into the stragglers. "Hurry up!" I screamed as Charlie cut the ropes with a small pocket knife. Once free, Blame, Armin, Charlie, and I ran for the door, and were the last ones out, just as Marlo barricaded the door and the surviving drones leaped and screeched. I noticed 3 of my classmates tying Lawrence's arms behind his back and holding him captive, but I didn't have much time to worry about that because the barricade keeping the drones in was getting weak. "Go, go, go," Marlo yelled, as our entire class ran down the hallway and back to our office in less than a minute. We locked the door and covered the glass and caught our breath. Several kids dumped out a handful of guns onto the table, supposedly stolen back from the cult. Charlie and RJ had tied up Lawrence to a spinning chair with 5 layers of duct tape and a crapload of zip ties, and we put him in the maintenance closet. "What the heck just happened?" I said. "How did you know that we were trapped?" Marlo took out a pack of smokes and took a long puff. "There are security feeds in the office, you idiot. I saw you guys get trapped, so I made a plan. I, along with a dozen other kids, quietly followed the cultists to the gym, and we hid inside one of the classrooms right outside. When they were finished tying you up and came back out, I waited until they were right outside, and then I jumped out and beat the crap out of Ryan and took his shotgun, while the other little kids were shooting at me. But a few minutes of gun safety with a 50-year-old psychopath in a business suit isn't that great. Most of them got away. A few of us tied that guy up while the other half went to steal our precious guns back and help rescue you. By the way, here's your shotgun. Only has a few shells left in it, but we can make do with some broken glass and old shells." Marlo handed me my shotgun. "Thanks," I said. "Now, let's see what this crazy guy is all about," Marlo said, standing up from his chair and walking towards the office maintenance closet. He opened it up and grabbed the office chair with Lawrence duct taped to it and pulled him into Marlo's private office. "You," Marlo pointed to Blame, "come with us." "Sure," he replied, walking into the office. Marlo pulled up 2 chairs for us and positioned Lawrence on the opposite side of the desk, facing us. Lawrence remained strangely silent the whole time. We sat down facing him. "All right," Marlo said. "To begin this interrogation, I'll ask, what are you doing in this school? How did you even get in here?" Lawrence didn't answer, he only grinned. Marlo suddenly leaned over the table and slapped Lawrence in the face with the force to kill 1,000 people, causing me to jump back like I had just seen a jump scare in a horror movie. His fist inches away from Lawrence's face, Marlo asked again, "Now, I will ask you one more time and only once more. What are you doing in this school?" Lawrence finally looked up and spoke. "Like I said to your students, it has come to my attention that you little crabs have killed a number of the servants of the cult, and that is absolutely unacceptable." "Explain." "I don't understand a single thing you're saying to me. What the heck is Kla to Gothlicu, and what do you mean by servants?" Kla to Gothlicu and his servants, the anglers, are the overseers, the rulers of the caves and the oceans, the overlords of... "No, I don't want any of that crap. Explain what these things are. Who even are you?" Lawrence answered, "I am the CEO and operator of Core. and the senior leader of the order. Marlo let out a frustrated laugh. No, explain what the order is. I mean, what is Calath-Tagathliku? Is it a sea monster, an alien, what? No, Lawrence replied, shaking his head. Calath-Tagathliku has been on Earth from the beginning, as a ruler of the oceans. He's an all-seeing deity who resides trapped and banished beneath the ocean floor. His servants, followers, and I are working to free him from the watery depths, to let him rule over this earth once more. That was when I knew that Lawrence was insane. Okay, Marlo said. Since I can't get anything sensible out of you, tell me, how did you get into the school? That black gunk is everywhere and bullets can't get through it. The servants and children let me in willingly. Nag-Nawalji let me in. Is that what you call those things? Marlo asked. Yes, Lawrence replied. Okay, that's it. We pulled Lawrence back into the maintenance closet and locked him in there and started organizing our game plan. There were 2 threats now. The stupid cult roaming around the enormous school, and the drones, or the Nag-Nawalji. They were probably much smarter than we thought, smart enough to open doors and make a path and to even communicate with select humans in some weird and ancient language. And seeing that Lawrence somehow got inside the school meant that there was some kind of exit or entrance. And if there's an entrance, then we can get out of here. Abandoning our old-fashioned spears and grabbing our guns back, Blame, Armin, and I prepared to go out and look through the entire school, searching for the way to get out of here that Lawrence had used to get in. We had made the same mistake last time, so this time, we brought along 4 more kids with us, each one of us having 2 weapons each, and Marlo keeping a close eye on the cameras, warning us. After checking the entire first floor to no avail, we began to search on the second floor. Can't we just unload every gun that we have on one part of the wall? I asked, walking up to the stairs that we fought the second ever drone on. I don't know, that gunk is 3 feet thick. Fire might work better, but might burn the whole school down with us trapped inside. Yeah, I said. We climbed up these slippery stairs and up to the second floor and found something very strange. Even though it had only been something like 20 hours since we had gone to the second floor, I noticed some very strange changes. Weird hieroglyphics were etched into the hardened parts of the black gunk on the wall, presumably by Lawrence's cult. They depicted very strange beings and monsters, such as a giant entity that resembled a tentacle, a gulper eel, a mosasaur-like leviathan, and what appeared to be huge swarms of unknown creatures. There were also strange letters written in what I can only assume was the language that Lawrence was speaking to the drones in. The drawings were fairly crude, but well enough that we could recognize what they were depicting. Using one of the staff walkie-talkies, I radioed Marlo and let him know about my findings. In the corner of the room, I noticed something strange squirming on the ground. Hey, hold up, I said to the group. I think there's something back here. What'd you say? Blame asked, stepping forward to get a better look. At the end of the hallway, from what I could make out, was a small creature about 2 feet long and snake-like, with 2 stumpy clawed arms and an undeveloped torso, and an anglerfish-like head on top. It looked like a smaller version of a normal drone, except with a snake-like tail and it only crawled. The monster, which I realized was eating a rat the size of my entire hand, stopped tearing into the rat and looked at us. And let me tell you, that thing was fast. It let out a small screech and began to slither across the floor at probably 80 miles an hour, quickly approaching. It leaped directly at Blame's face, but he somehow swatted the thing with his arm as a baseball bat would. What is it? I screamed. Somebody kill it. The monster quickly got back up, but someone from our class quickly took it out with a makeshift flamethrower made out of a can of WD-40 and a lighter. The monster instantly ignited and writhed for a few seconds before going still. Before I even had a chance to say, "What the?" we all heard what sounded like 1,000 snakes and tiny legs skittering at once, and about a dozen of those little things crawled out of the hallway intersection, seemingly coming out of a large hole in the black gunk, which resembled a much larger version of the inside of a beehive. That's when I realized that this place was a nest.